now shift gears to talk matters basketball, and takes me back during the yesteryears when I was a fanatic of basketball, but unfortunately the ball kept hitting my fingers, and the sausage fingers they so call it. I said no more of basketball. We have gentlemen in studio who will be letting us know what made them tick, and interesting to know how some of them ended up in basketball. But we will be talking about that, you know, at some point. Is it about height? Is it about just walking by the roadside and they were picked? They are here in studio and they'll be letting us know more about that. We are talking about Umoja basketball club. This is a club that has been in the Kenyan Premier League for quite some time. They've picked their learnings and it looks like they're really pushing. Currently sitting in the 4th position in the log standings, and of course Nairobi Thunder leading, KPA in the 2nd position, Ulinzi 3rd, then Umoja coming in the 4th position. They have a game today at Nyayo National Stadium at 8 p.m. where they will be taking on National Bank, and we'll be keeping an eye on that, and I'll be seeing if time allows, maybe could just be at Nyayo Stadium to see how they perform and see the heights and see how they do their bit. Let's introduce the team with us this afternoon, and we'll start with my farthest, left, where we have with us the vice captain of the team, center with the team, Nick Ogola. Nick, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana studio.
Asante sana.
Yes, I don't want to talk about how we ended up in basketball, but at some point we will talk about it because Jason gets so excited about the same. But we'll talk about it. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Next to Nick, we have Thomas Kioko. Thomas, forward with the team. Thomas, how are you?
I'm good.
Karibu sana studio.
Asante.
Will you also be talking about how you ended up in basketball?
Sure I will.
Okay, karibu sana. Next to Thomas, we have Victor Okello. Victor, assistant coach, the technical side of it, the guys who can always tell, are we bringing in any surprises in terms of subs? But he's here. Victor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I'm sorry.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Nice to see you after a while.
Pleasure.
Karibu. Then the man who ever smiles, talking so much, and you ask yourself what happens when they're in the dressing room with Tony, but we'll talk about that later on. Jason, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good.
Uko mzima?
Kabisa.
You talk much about how others ended up in basketball, but we'll find out about you.
Sure.
How did you end up? But karibu sana.
Thank you.
Last but not least, the man who makes the calls. He decides whether it is now or it's not happening now. But really, the man behind the team in terms of tactics, in terms of technical abilities, Isaac Monyoki. Isaac, as the head coach, karibu sana to the studio.
Asante.
How is everything?
Everything is good.
I'll
Good
start.
so far. And we are loving the progress, we are loving the direction, and we are loving the journey.
Looking at my height, would you recruit me if I showed the interest?
You have.
That's a good one, Nick.
What do you have is an average height. It depends on the position that you're playing, first of all, and besides height, there's other things that we look at, and we can have that conversation, but whether we'll recruit you or not, that's a story for another day.
Age is that but a number. But karibuni sana. Let's start with you, Isaac, as the head coach of the team, currently sitting in the 4th position in the Premier League. Are you satisfied with what you've seen this far from this team?
We are seated 4th. I would hope we are seated somewhere differently. 1 or 2, that's preferred grounds. But, considering that this is the first time that, many of the players that in this team are playing together, and I think it's worth noting, this is the first time from the team that was there last season has changed a lot to what it is today. So there is a lot of guys who are still playing together, and we've lost some games that, we didn't really deserve to lose. But again, that's why it's the Premier League. Every team is there on merit. We've lost a couple of games that have put us in a situation where we are number 4.
Wow. I like the statement. We are where we would have, would have loved to be somewhere else, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the season yet. They are just about to finish their first leg to just do the arithmetics on how they bounce back for the second leg. Remember, you're watching KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, and the program you're currently watching is Game On. brought to you by Michezobet Jet A1. Michezobet cautions that betting can be harmful to your life. Bet responsibly and take occasional breaks from betting, and please do not bet with any monies. Kindly bet with entertainment money. By using that, you can play Aviator without data, without credit. All you need to do is dial *892# for instant takeoff. Navigate without the pressure of crashing or cashing out. With a Kabambe or a feature phone, you can be an Aviator. Dial *892# and play Aviator without data or credit. Brought to you by www.michezobet.com, and they say please play responsibly and you must be 18 years and above. www.michezobet.com is regulated by Betting Control Licensing Board, license number 664. Brought to you by Michezobet. And as we talk about Michezo, let's now quickly shift gears and go to Jason. Jason, you are you like shooting, and of course as the point guard in the team, a lot revolves around you in terms of getting maximum 3-pointers if you have to go for them. How has it been for you?
Playing with this team has been an exceptional thing because it's been a challenge for me. When I started out, I didn't start as a shooting guard. I started as a point guard. So a shooting guard has helped me a lot get a wide variety of shots that need to be taken when they need to be taken. So it's really helped me as a point guard and as a shooting guard to actually be a leader on the floor, just to keep my team going.
Wow. Tough it is. Assistant Captain Victor, it is tough. Coach had alluded to some positions that probably you would have wanted to be in a better position, but you are where you are. You're not panicking. You're looking at it. How is it like when you look at the team generally in terms of their physical presence, in terms of their presence in any game? Do you think that there are areas that you need to work on in terms of getting them to the top of the Premier League?
Yeah. As the coach has said, we really need to have to blend things up to get us where we're supposed to be. The teams that we've lost to are not that dangerous to us. We only had a couple of lapses into the dying minutes. Like a game against USIU, we went to overtime, we were leading by 8 points. The final few minutes we crashed down. So we were working on our mental toughness, and much of it, we can't be outside the will of God. We have to allow him also teach us lessons through those losses. So when we take up the next opponent, we have to just stamp our feet down, push the boys beyond limit, and we will get there.
I like the biblical aspect to it, that you cannot go against the will of God.
Yeah.
No wonder we say, may his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you. Thomas,
yes.
How's it been for you as a forward?
I think it has been a very exciting journey, considering the team was revamped, we have new members, and also it's one of the best players we have. So it gives you a healthy competition. You're competing among yourself, among the best. So at the end of it, you become the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's assume Jason is not here. The combination of Jason and Tony in the dressing room, is it chaotic?
I can say chaotic in a good way.
In a good way,
yeah,
definitely.
it brings that energy and it releases some pressure within the team. So when everyone is there, everyone is just focused on the game. So it's a good combination.
And very positive energy.
Exactly.
In the dressing room.
Yeah.
I know coach has something to say, but we'll talk about it later on. Nick, as a center, first and foremost, how did you end up in basketball and not volleyball? Because your height can really qualify you into a volleyball pitch.
I actually played volleyball in primary school, but then I probably started developing more interest into basketball because I used to see my brother go play, so I used to go with him, and then I started loving basketball more and more, and then I forgot about volleyball even. So as I joined high school, I played more basketball games. I was in the team, and that's how I started playing basketball. Until now, I'm still playing.
So hizo zingine ni za jaba.
I
I wouldn't want to talk about how he ended up, the other versions of the rest of the team. I wouldn't go into that for now, but interesting stories nonetheless. But how does it feel like, being part of this team for you as a center? Because at the center, my assumption would want to tell me that everything revolves around you in terms of connecting both defense and offense. How is it like for you?
I'd say it's a good task for me, and it involves a lot of leadership. More so on the defensive end, you need to speak to your teammates, you need to guide them where they need to be, where they need, how they move, they are supposed to move. So it requires some leadership, and it's a good feeling as well, because it's like you're the floor general. However much the point guards always they are actually always the floor general, but at some point it gets to the time when where the center now is the one guiding the floor and giving leadership. So it's a good thing, I can say.
Thank you. Coach, Munyoki, Thomas mentioned something in terms of gelling in with the new players. This is the first time that, the club has gotten to a professional outlook, point of view. With all the players who've come in, how is it like for you and the technical bench in terms of bringing the new crop in and ensuring that there is consistency for you to get the desired results?
I think a lot of effort went into assembling the team. First of all, I must commend the players that we have on the team currently on the roster. They're extremely coachable. And as a coach, there is nothing more you ask for from your players than just being able to listen, take instructions, and in that, they're able to bring out their own geniusness within the sport. These are people who have played basketball at the Premier League before, and this is not development. This is the topmost level of basketball in the country, and they know what is expected of them. We have a job to do, and it needs to be done quickly. That is, we can allude some of the losses that we got is just because we haven't played together for a long time as, the players. But, they're absolute professionals. They know what is required of them. And as long as there is growth, and the growth needs to be quick because it's the Premier League. If you need to be number one, the difference might just be 1 or 2 games. So, as we wrap up our first leg today, going into the second leg, we need to win against the teams that we've won against in the first leg. And for the teams that we've lost to against the first leg, it's a chance now to even the draw and just get those wins. And once that is taken care of, the positioning will take care of itself.
And like, the approach that you're looking at, just now looking back at doing a review of the first half, then doing your calculations for the second half of the league. But as we talk about that, Jason, he's mentioned some of the games that you lost. Coach Vic, assistant coach, mentioned earlier on USIU, a very painful loss. Which is that one match that you lost that, you don't want to remember or will take some time for you guys to forget?
That would be the KPA game.
What was so painful about the loss?
That loss was just devastating because we started well, but basically I think due to the nature that we hadn't really gelled together as a team, we still had a bit of lapses when it came to the second half of the game. So in the third and the fourth, guys were not really physically fit or just had that drive to actually just push on to the game. So that game really, it gave us a gut blow.
Was it away or?
It was at here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coach?
Yes, please.
In terms of, settling in and as a technical bench, what runs through your mind in terms of maybe bringing in some substitutions? There are those moments where you will just see you know, the referee or they will always make the call, then you see this,
The travels.
you know, and they just give up. What runs through your mind in terms of just maintaining the backbone of the team and ensuring that you don't lose the structure of the team in terms of getting points? Because the travels, you know, will always be there, and more so when it's happening to your most influential players. How do you manage such situations?
I would say everything starts in practice. Yeah, just the way Thomas has said here. If our practice is highly competitive, we will not have those easy travels, easy shoves and pushes, crazy and silly turnovers. That is where everything starts. So when we go to games, we are able to adjust, and it's always easy for us when we have the second backup. If you're starting, your second backup should be at the same level with you. So it means anytime we pull Thomas off, anybody who's coming in for him has to give us more firepower than what he was doing, because you've been resting, you've been viewing what is going on the floor. So when we throw you in, means we expect you to give us more or able to maintain the bar, because we always sub basically on its normal rest time, or maybe you're 2 or 3 fouls ahead of where we are. So it's always easy for us, and it is always a genuine call, because even the player himself understands why is he being substituted. Yeah.
Coach, in connection to what he's mentioned, is it that you also have a statistician, you know, who keeps data, who keeps tabs with the numbers to just know that, you know, Jason is on the brink, you know, Tom is on the edge, maybe Nick is just too physical in this game and we need to think twice. Do you have somebody just looking at the numbers?
Yes, we have a statistician. Her name is Veronica, and she does a good job of, you know, keeping the coaching staff very, very aware of anybody who is, first of all, in foul trouble, and that helps us, and we can actually see real time from the minutes that you've played, what is your efficiency, what is, I mean, what is your impact on the floor, because basketball statistics is very, very analytical. You might have scored, you know, 8 points, but you're getting, the person you're defending is scoring 14. So, you know, your plus minus usage on the floor, such decisions are used to pull you out, but then there is a lot of things that the statistician or the stat sheet itself cannot capture. You know, things like leadership, things like, you know, just gathering your teammates and just providing direction on the floor. It just looks at the basketball-related stuff. So there is a lot, and I think that's where, you know, coaching and leadership comes in. When you make, sometimes you can make a substitution not based on the data that you're getting, but sometimes, you know, you might just need, you know, very, very defensive player. You might need a very, very offensive player, and you know, we have that, and we also have a team doctor who is also able to review injuries real time and advise the coaching staff whether do we still have this player available, or what is the nature of, you know, the injury and how serious it is. So that is data that we utilize as a coaching staff in real time to make decisions about, you know, the direction that we are taking.
And as we, you know, do that, you know, Thomas, as a player in the pitch, you must also be cautious that, you know what, I'm on the edge, I'm on the brink of maybe costing the team or going into many fouls. How do you change your approach into any situations? Because you really must adapt very quickly, and at times you are under pressure. You need the results, you need the 3-pointers, you need everything. How do you adapt?
First, I can say it always boils to the lady who keeps the stats, cause like every time out, every end of quarter, she does a good job. She come to you personally, can tell, even the coaches, they can tell you have 2 fouls, 3 fouls. So when you get inside, you kind of know how to control how you are playing and minimize anything that may get you into trouble with the team fouls or everything.
Interesting, indeed. And let's now come to Nick. You know, as a center, 3-pointers will be needed, very critical in some decision-making points. Who decides? Is it that the coach now whispers and says, now go for 3-pointers, or just keep going as much as you can, get the maximum number of points that you can?
First of all, the coaches always, we have plays that we run through that are always a means to an end that we use to get ourselves into the correct positions where we can attempt our shots. As a center, I don't take much 3-pointers, but there are people who do that. My work is always mostly just near the rim, under the rim there, maybe go for the rebound after maybe Jason has shot his 3-point, so maybe I grab the rebound. But as the game is evolving, centers are now actually taking the 3-point because the game has evolved much. And as centers now, we can take the 3-point shots. But personally, I'm not really, I don't really do that, but I have my teammates, they do that. So I just help them. In case they miss, I will pick the rebound, give it back to them. They attempt again and so forth.
And of course, as you go up,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't say that.
Mapanga le lazima pia.
Mapanga le lazima as you go up. It's a physical game.
Yes,
Talk
yes.
about the fan base. Is there pressure from fans?
Absolutely, yes. Too much pressure, actually, because they don't want to be coming to the gym to watch us lose, to watch us disappoint them. So as players, and I'm sure as the coaching staff and the management, there is a lot of pressure on us to actually get the wins. And even the losses that we had, they were not really happy. We had fans coming to us and telling us that, hey guys, you guys need to do better on the next game. You need to step up, and we are actually doing that. So there is pressure, yes, but we are up for it, and we are doing everything to not disappoint the fans.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Coach Amunyoki, this is one of the community-based clubs in the Premier League, which means you get a lot of support from the community. And personally, I'm a firm believer. I would rather go community-based because for other corporate bodies, all it takes is a boardroom decision and the team is gone. So in terms of stability, in terms of long-term, community-based clubs will always be there for long. How do you manage a season from onset to ensure that you are among the last teams in the playoff? It must be a very expensive affair.
Definitely. It costs money to compete. It costs money to participate. And one of the biggest allure, I think, for me to come to Umoja, to agree to be part of the community, part of the journey, was just that allure that Umoja for the longest time has been a feeder program to elite clubs. And some of the players like Nick, Marol, were part of the original Umoja, and they actually left Umoja and went to other corporate teams. And just after Umoja has revamped, they've come back home. So the dream and the thing about being a community-based team is you're just not playing for yourself. You're representing the hopes and dreams of literally a lot of fans, a lot of people. And with the revamping, with the team being reassembled again, our fan base has grown just from just being the Umoja community. We have a lot of people that we resonate with, people who love community-based initiatives, people who are coming from as far as other neighborhoods, but they just want to be associated with Umoja because it's something that is real, it's something that they can resonate with. They know where we train, and it's almost a moment where you can say, this is real, this is the team that we always route for. Whenever we go to train, they always see us there. Now, in terms of matters, money matters, competing, we've had sponsors come on board because they believe in, the goal. They believe in, winning. And once we've been able to demonstrate that we are all about winning, we are serious, and we can actually break bread with a big team or big teams in the Premier League. Now, a lot of people are showing interest in terms of supporting us, and one of, I think, the biggest sponsor that has come out is IMG. And I mean, this is just a shout out to them for sacrificing, for believing in us, and for taking the opportunity and the chance to sponsor a team. You know, it's given us that leverage to be able to compete, to be able to play at that high level. And moving forward, you know, sports is a very expensive venture. The moment you win, nobody likes to be associated with losing. And that's why the pressure is there to win. And, you know, once we win, you know, the community is extremely proud. The fans are extremely proud. And one thing about our fans, I think Nick has spoken about it, they're extremely vocal. I think we have the best fan base in the league. These are authentic fans, people who will tell you when you play badly, and they will be there to cheer you when, you know, when you need that extra push. You know, they always rally us. They always tell us the truth. And for fan base, I think it has also grown with the arrival of the new players, because I think with every player coming in, you know, there is the individual fans that consolidate to become Umoja fans. And I think we owe it to them for the support that they have given us to just play for the community, play for them, and just represent them to the best of our abilities without making any excuses, without taking days off. But it's a very expensive venture, but I'm glad that, you know, we have someone who believed in our cause, our goal to compete with us.
Excellent, and wishing you all the best. Time is not on our side. I'll come to you, Nick, as the vice captain, you know, of the team. From a playing unit point of view, what can we expect from the players by the end of the season? What are you looking forward to?
As we assembled the team, the goal was just to win the championship this year. And that is still our focus. That is what we are dedicated to, and that is what we are training hard for. So to our fans, to everyone who watches us, expect more wins from us. We will get to the playoffs, and our target is just to win the premiership, the championship, I mean.
Thank you very much. In less than 30 seconds, Jason, NBK tonight?
We're taking this win. This dub is ours. We need to finish strong for this season, this part of this leg. So we'll do this for the fans and for ourselves as well.
Thomas?
Tutaanguka now.
Munaanguka now as Nick goes with Mapanga later.
Yeah, tutaanguka now.
Victor, final word in 30 seconds.
I can say today's game, those guys survived us. Blackout saved them. So they should be ready for us today.
Coach?
I think the check has to be clear tonight.
National Bank, the check has to be clear tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Wishing you all the best this evening. And of course, may the best team carry the day. Nick Ogola, Center, Vice Captain, Umoja Basketball Club. Thomas Kioko, forward with the team. Victor Okello, Assistant Coach. Jason Sakwa, shooting point guard with the team. And of course, the man behind the team, Isaac Munyoki. Wishing you guys all the best. And you know, time allows, we'll be there at 8 p.m. to just see them Mapanga Lena Kuanguka now and the best team carry the day.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. We are going into a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be going into another interview segment. Don't go away. This is KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. The break is up next.